Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to our channel and thanks for logging on. Today we're discussing the Audemars Piguet Millenary 4101. This is reference 15350ST in stainless steel. You can see and you can own this inverted caliber Audemars Piguet Millenary on our website. Subscribe to our YouTube channel if you enjoy these videos, and please click on the card in the upper right hand corner of the screen at any time during this video to see our full sales listing for this watch with additional accessories included in the sale, high resolution images for your desktop, and naturally complete pricing details for this Audemars Piguet Millenary 4101. Now this watch design debuted at SIHH in 2011. The original Millenary, a far smaller and perhaps less imaginative design, launched in 1995. It took this watch over a decade later to really bring the Millenary into its own. This is the model that declared the Millenary was now a star in the constellation of AP greats, and the reason is the caliber 4101. It's indistinguishable from the dial of the watch, bringing the most animated and engaging parts of the movement to the fore. You could argue that it has the visual drama of a tourbillon for a fraction of the price. Now, it is larger than that original 1995 Millenary. That was 38 millimeters across the case from 3 to 9, roughly the lengthwise of the wrist. This one is 47 millimeters, but it's not overbearing like you would expect a watch measuring 47 millimeters to be on my small wrist. You can see lug to lug, it's only 49 millimeters, so it's literally almost as tall across the wrist as it is long along the wrist. Now the watch wears easy on my 16 centimeter wrist. As you can see, the lugs are short and tightly downturned. You can also see that the strap, though it does have curved spring bars that trace the arc of the case, it's not pinned against the case, so you can pull that strap straight down for easy wearing on a small wrist. I would say a wrist as small as 14.5 centimeters can wear this watch quite easily with security and style. It's also thin. The timepiece only 13 millimeters thick with a little bit of a step to its flank and its bezel, as well as a domed sapphire. You can easily slide it underneath even a tight dress cuff. The strap is of high quality, substantial, bolstered. It is a black rectangular scale alligator leather with folded edges and a monotone stitch on the underside, very supple calfskin, matched with a highly stylized and high polished stainless steel logo style Audemars Piguet folding clasp for extra security. Harder to drop a watch on a full clasp. That upscale appointment is matched by Upscale Finish contrasting. You can see the polish and the satin or brushed grained finish give this watch an interesting modularity when viewed from the side. Each individual plane and each surface seems to be a separate part, so while the watch doesn't have quite the fluid grace of something rounded with compound curves and sinuous lines, it has more of a mechanical aesthetic, looking like a machine built up from components on the outside with the same aesthetic dominating the dial, and the dial is the highlight of this watch. Now, the caliber 4101 is the star here, and you can see it. 34 jewels, automatic winding by 22 karat rose gold winding mass. It has a 60-hour power reserve when fully energized. You can see it has seconds, it has hours, it has minutes, and very little else, although the balance, free sprung and on a full balance bridge, does give this watch a measure of toughness that you might not expect from a timepiece that is far more dress-oriented, though it has a sporty aesthetic. 3 ATM water resistance means you don't want to get this one wet. Nevertheless, it is more versatile than a typical dress watch. Ceramic rotor bearings and bidirectional winding mean the watch is both smooth when winding on the wrist, doesn't have rotor wobble, and efficient thanks to the ceramics. Now what you can't see is that there is a Breguet overcoil serving as the hairspring here. The hairspring doubling up over itself in its terminal curve, a feature of an overcoil, gives the watch resistance to gravitational or positionally induced timing deviation. Now you can see it's rich, a combination of blackened bridges with linear Côte de Genève, as well as chamfered edges. You can see their gleam along the edges of each bridge. Beautiful rose gold applique Roman numerals, as well as rose gold skeletonized broadsword hands, alpha hand for the sub-seconds. You can see a small and stylized railroad track, the circumference of the second subdial. Now, while the watch does not feature stop seconds, which is to say, when you pull the crown, There is no halting the balance or halting the seconds hand. Nevertheless, it's fairly easy to set against a reference time simply by jumping ahead 1 minute. Now, you'll also note that the watch features a great deal of depth on its reverse side with a different treatment, a tight engine-turned perlage across the blackened bridges, but then you'll also note a circular Côte de Genève to contrast with the linear Côte de Genève treatment of the dial. All of the screw heads are polished with their slots beautifully chamfered. You're getting a lot of hand finish here, and you're getting the pleasure of its company without having to take off your watch and flip the case. This is a beautiful rendition, not just of the Millenary, but of modern watchmaking generally, taking a highly engineered, computer-designed caliber and then highly stylizing it such that the placement of each component is composed like a portrait, like a landscape, like a true work of art. Perhaps one might even say like sculpture. You can see and you can own this sculpture for your wrist on our website.